Only this week, we've been told about how you have just dashed $2 million, $2 million of taxpayers' funds to a company in Mauritius for a phantom sky train project, which has turned out to be another pipe dream. You pay this money, Doc, do you know they paid this money 9 months before they signed an agreement with the company? 9 months. That is one thing that we have not looked at in this conversation, because that special purpose vehicle, AI, Skytrain, whatever, was incorporated in Mauritius in December 2018. We signed the agreement with them, that concession agreement for the Accra Skytrain project, in November, specifically 11th November 2019, almost 1 year after that special purpose vehicle was incorporated in Mauritius. But Doc, do you know when we paid this $2 million? We paid this $2 million to buy shares. 25th February 2019. Yet the agreement was signed on 11th November 2019. So it means that 9 months before we even signed an agreement with them, we had invested this money. And it was at the signing of the agreement that the president told us that the company was now going to begin a feasibility study to determine the viability and bankability of the project. If Ghana was President Akufo-Addo's private company, Dr. Okoboy, if Ghana was your own private company, will you take $2 million of taxpayers' money before you even thought of signing an agreement, 9 months before you sign an agreement with the company? Before you even conduct feasibility studies to determine the bankability and viability of a project? Before the said company is even licensed to do what you are engaging the company to do? They don't even have an aeromobile license from Mauritius to engage in the construction and operation of sky trains. You just dash them this money. And today, the Auditor General has told us that we stand the risk of losing this money if the company doesn't secure the appropriate license. And number two, if Parliament and Cabinet don't approve this project. And parliamentary approval is not a given. If the agreement goes before Parliament and our parliamentarians check and the feasibilities don't make sense, the investment don't make sense, they will not approve it. So what would then become of the $2 million of taxpayers' money you have already wasted on the project? And what is even worse is that the current Minister for Railways, Honorable Peter Mewu, Doc, I'm sure you've seen what he has said about the project. He says Ghana is not getting a sky train today or tomorrow. He says the project is not possible in the foreseeable future. It cannot be done. So government has even abandoned the idea of sky train. This is Peter Mewu, emphatically the current Minister for Railways, who is an authority on the project, the supervisory minister for the project. He says it cannot happen. So what becomes of the money we have spent? You see, you keep on wasting the public funds when people are suffering. As I speak to you, even food supplies, the buffer stock company owe them millions of cedis that you are struggling to pay. School feeding caterers, you can't pay them. You can't feed common school children at the basic level, not to talk of the secondary school level. Everything is in disarray. People cannot find jobs. And so what any responsible government must do is to, number one, set its priorities right, ensure prudence in its expenditure, and the little we have, apply it judiciously in a manner that benefits the people. Yet you continue the waste. Look at them, Bawumia, roaming all over the place, campaigning to be president in state vehicles, with state-sponsored fuel, spending precious working hours on the field, with all these presidential staffers they are paying. All these ministers, they are following him like some black star captain. Everybody wants to catch his eye. So they've abandoned their offices. They are not even working. You understand? Go to the office of government machinery today. Look at what is happening. Doc, only last year, they went for just one cabinet retreat and spent 4.8 million cedis on one cabinet retreat. 48 billion OCDs. They had an Independence Day celebration at Cape Coast. Independence Day celebration at Cape Coast. And spent 10.4 million cedis on that. One day event. Over 100 billion OCDs on that. The president said he was touring the 16 regions. And the expenditure for that tour alone, 16.9 million. Almost 17 million. Which is some 170 billion old Ghana cedis. Wasted like that. So, we are not seeing the remedial steps being taken by government to show that no, they are ready to now proceed in the right direction. It is business as usual. It is all about corruption. It's all about wastage. It's all about misplaced priorities. And so we are not getting out of the woods if this culture of recklessness, this culture of wastage and corruption and misplaced priorities continue. Once we begin to see them changing direction, we can breathe a sigh of relief and say, oh, things can get better, because we are seeing government, lead by example, cut down on the profligacy, the wastage and all that. And we are seeing government investing in the productive sectors of the economy that can ensure the economic rebound the World Bank is talking about, because that is not a given.
Right.